questions about how to improve on pull-ups while you're at home and while we're all going through this COVID madness. So I just want to demonstrate a few exercises with some items that everybody probably already has in their home that they could use to work on to improve their pull-ups. So one of the things I have right here is just a bed sheet, and what I've done is I've basically draped it over the door. And what I did was I took a coat hanger and I basically looped it through so that when I pull on this, it's not going to come loose. So I basically looped the coat hanger through, and there's what you can't see on the other side of the door is it's just kind of a U shape over the door, and that coat hanger is going to keep the bed sheet from coming through the door. And I've basically just taken the door and I've shut it. Make sure the door is shut all the way. So I've shut the door, and now I have a bed sheet and two spots that I can hang on to. So I want to kind of talk to you about an inverted row. And basically all that is I'm basically just leaning back. I'm going to squeeze my back muscles back. So you should feel your shoulder blades just kind of squeeze back a little bit, and you're going to pull up. And if you want to get a little more resistance, you can hold lower, squeeze that back, and then pull up. Okay? So you can get through these, do a few repetitions, do a few sets of these, take a rest. Now, one of the things that I want to point out is you shouldn't be bending at the waist. Okay? So you want to try to keep a nice straight line on your body. Your spine should be in a neutral position, and you should be just able to pull back. You can also do this one-handed. So the way that would work, you might need to hold it a little higher, but basically, same concept. You're going to squeeze that shoulder blade back, and you're just going to come up. Just like that. Remember to keep everything nice and tight. Think about your core and what your core is doing, so keep it nice and tight, and you're just going to do that row. Alright, so what I've done is I've set up my pull-up bars in the doorway, and I happen to own a few sets of these bands, and they are super, super cheap. You can find them anywhere. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on Walmart. You can go just about to any store and find a good set of these bands for very affordable. So one thing that I haven't talked about in previous videos that I want to talk about is safety. So please make sure that when you are before you start doing your exercises, you test all your stuff. So your pull-up bar should be secure. Make sure it's not going to tear at the trim around your door and your doorway. The door frame, the trim around it is going to support your weight. And also make sure that the pull-up bar is not going to come flinging into your face. So the next exercise I want to talk about is just being able to do a row. Basically from this position, I'm sitting on the floor and I've got a set of bands hooked up to my pull-up bars. And I'm going to do something very similar to what I showed you previously. So I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades back. My shoulders should be down. I don't want to see shoulders that are basically all hunched up around your neck or your face. So nice and tall. You're going to squeeze your shoulders back and just pull. And if you need to, you can get a band with more resistance if this is not enough for you. But same concept, you just want to make sure that you are doing these with a nice neutral spine, and you're keeping those shoulder blades nice and pulled back. And you can do several sets of those, do a few repetitions. The next exercise that I want to talk about is what's called scat pull-ups. So these we're going to use the pull-up bar for. So all we're doing is we're hanging on with a nice, somewhat wide grip on this, and you're just going to hang from here, and all you're going to do is flex. So you're just going to flex up and come back down. When you come up to the top, you want to hold for 1 and then come back down. Come up, hold for 1, and then come back down. That's really just a scap pull-up, and that will help greatly strengthen those muscles for your pull-ups.